We've created our design. Well done to getting to this point. What we want to do now is we need to create our DXF to be able to send the parts that are flat to the laser cutter to be printed or cut out for us to be able to construct. So to do that, these ones are nice and easy because they're perpendicular to one of our faces that we already have. This one here, however, because if we're at the front, we're not going to get the right angle and it's not going to work. We need to create a view in our Part Studio that is perpendicular to that. So let's go do that so that we can do our DXF. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to click on that face and hit N. So then gives us normal 2, but let's see if we can get it so we're on the right angle there. So now if I come over here, you give the options for named views. So I'm going to make a new view and this is going to be my front angle. Okay, so now I can use that angled view when I go to my DXF. So if you don't have a blank page done already, what we can do is we're going to go create drawing. In GGS Paint, you've got a drawing template that is to millimeters, and when we export it, it will export nicely to the laser cutter. So if you have that, and I'm just going to do this in drawing 1, is we close those for a second and wipe out everything on there. So we've got a blank one to be able to do our DXF. Now I'm going to do that here just so I don't have to change the name. If we go Insert, we're going to then go to our Part Studio and bring in each of the pieces that we need. So start with the base. The key thing at this point is we want to make sure the scale is 1:1, and we're going to change the view so that it's the right one to show the flat base. So there's my base getting loaded in now. Hit Escape so it automatically goes to projected view. Hit Escape to jump off that. Now we're going to right click on this and we're going to go and auto hide center marks, because those little crosses will actually cut out when we're going there. So there's my base. I go in and I add the next pieces as we go. So each of so this is where the front, it gets the slightly different view. So here we've got that new view. So if we leave it just at front, I'm going to show you, see how it's got that angled view and it's not quite right. I'm going to make a second one just so we can see the difference. So Control C, Control V works nicely here. I double click on that. I'm going to change the orientation to be front angle. I go tick, and notice it's now the right size. It's the full size, not on an angle. So I get rid of him, and we're going to show or hide auto center marks. So we've got our pieces. Now for a DXF, it doesn't matter if it goes off the edge, but we're going to keep going through and adding in our parts from the Part Studio. So we need the platform, change that to being top, and he's there. Escape off, show or hide auto center marks. Add the next piece. So the benefits of doing it this way is it allows us to be able to, anytime we make updates, so let's say I went back and changed something in here, we can refresh this and everything that we've got in here will show the new thing. It's the nice way to work with DXFs. We're going to add in then our sides. And let's go from the right. There it is. Get rid of those center marks and Control C, Control V. And what we can do is if we want to, we can change that to the left so that we don't have the burn marks on the outside of it. So they're ready to go. Now what's really cool we can do with this is I'm going to add text and I'm going to just draw it on the outside. I change the color of this and we can then set that to be able to be engraved or scored instead of cut. So this is going to be my Sumobot version 3, prototype 1. So we can add notes or your name on that. You move that so it's in there when we export it, and that will be able to be cut out on there. Now to get this out, right click down here, hit export. Make sure that the format is DXF, and then that is the file that we can take through. So export that, it'll go into your file manager where we can then put it on a USB or airdrop across to be able to get to the laser cutter. So we're going to leave it there for the DXF.